So I was in the store today and I saw a beer by Shubros in the craft beer section called 680 IPA, which made me realize that Shubros Brewery is local. To me. It's in San Ramon, California. So I thought it would be really a lot of fun to try to create a playlist dedicated to local breweries. And so I moved the Shubros out of the Belgian-German region and into American, and then onto my new local brew playlist. So I'm also going to add to that the Cali Coast Kolsh-Style Ale by CaliCraft. And CaliCraft actually is in Walnut Creek. I'm confused, actually. It says it's in San Jose, but when I met them the first time, they were in Walnut Creek, and so I had the pleasure of meeting them at a local art exhibit, art show, and they were serving beer there, and that's actually where I got the skull pint glasses that I use a lot, and I had their wit, and I think I tried. It might have been an IPA, but I don't recall what the third one was. But they had the Kolsch, but were out by the time I got up to the line. So I'm excited to give it a try now. So there's a lot of really great breweries that are right immediately in my area. CaliCraft, Ale Industries, Black Diamond, gosh, and then there are some that are out in Berkeley. I think a lot of the brewing happens for Pyramid in Berkeley, although I think they have 2 locations. So I'm excited to share that. So, Aroma. Okay, so I'm smelling a lot of kind of not bitter smells, but fruity. And I'm trying to look at the notes here because I read it before. Um, Fruity but sour fruity. So I still think that counts as esters, and it's fruity like cherries and apples actually. So it might actually be acetaldehyde. Um, okay, and I poured it with a pretty big head, I think by accident. Um, oh yeah, there it is. The green apple was the green apple that I was smelling. Definitely, that's what I'm getting out of it right now. Um, it's kind of a puckery green apple like aroma. Okay, so appearance-wise, this beer is a beautiful golden color. Let me hold up this paper so you can see its beautiful golden color. And notice that it is crystal clear. If I turn the glass, turn the glass this way. If I turn the glass, you can see all the way through to the logo on the other side. And that is appropriate for this particular style of beer. Crystal clear clarity for a Kolsh style. And then I wanted to share a little bit of history about a Kolsh. So Kolsh is an appellation protected by the Kolsh Konvention, and it's restricted to 20 or so breweries in and around Cologne, which is spelled Koln with and so Koln. The convention simply defines the beer as a light, highly attenuated, hop-accentuated, clear, top-fermenting vol beer. And so, in the same way that champagne is protected regionally, Kolsch is also done that way. So, if you notice, it says on the bottle Kolsh-Style beer, and so they know that it's that you can't be labeled a Kolsh beer without talking to the Kolsh Konvention first. So interesting information. I thought that was really interesting. Normally it's served in a tall, narrow glass. If you've seen them, they have a tiny stem, and they're tall and narrow, much like a really tall champagne flute. Um, it's called a strange. Each Kolm brewery produces a beer of different character, and each interprets the convention slightly differently. As for range of variation within the style, allow for range of variation for style when judging. Note that drier versions may seem hoppier or more bitter than the IBU specifications might suggest. Due to its delicate flavor profile, Kolsch tends to have a relatively short shelf life. Older examples can show some oxidation defects. Some Kolden breweries, for example, Dom and Hellers, are now producing young unfiltered versions known as Weiss and should not be entered into this category. So if you're curious, the IBUs for this particular beer are between 20 and 30, so very low, bitterness. And the alcohol by volume range is 4.4 to 5.2%. And so this CaliCraft beer comes in at 5.2, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 5.2 exactly. So it's on the high end of that style. So on to flavor. Okay. So now that it's had a chance to settle off a little bit, you can see that there was a large head and it calmed down a little bit. I think that lends itself to the fact that this is a highly carbonated beer, which is appropriate for this style. Okay. All right. Anyway, back to flavor. Well, this has such a subtle, soft flavor to it. It's really super enjoyable. It is very, very carbonated. Even gets a little foamy when I drink it. It could be because it was stored in a warmer climate and it got really bubbly. I've had a couple of beers that have done that. But the finish is so crisp and sparkling. It's nice. But it's such a delicate flavor. So it's definitely fruity, slightly sweet. It's definitely not malty and roasty. Um, so I'm not entirely. Gosh, I don't even know how to describe this. I think that it has a slightly puckery flavor at the end, and it's partially due to the flavor of the beer and partially due to the crisp carbonation. Um, um, it is definitely yeasty. I can get that kind of yeasty, bready flavor to it, on top of a crisp, like apple sweetness almost. Apple kind of tart sweetness. It's very interesting. It might have, in the aftertaste, just a slight hop flavor that gets a little bitter. Um, but only just barely, and that kind of lends to the um, astringent mouthfeel. Um, so we kind of talked a little bit already about mouthfeel. It's very highly carbonated, super bubbly. It has a kind of medium body, um, and I think it would be a very I think a lot of that body comes from the yeasty flavor that gives a little bit more depth and the crispness that is occurring because of the carbonation. So it finishes with an astringency. It's very dry. Um, and it leaves you kind of juicy. Leaves you feeling, you know, it makes you want another drink, definitely. This is good. It's a very clean, crisp beer, um, and I appreciate. It's very close to the last beer that I did a review on, and it was not Shubros. Who was it? Um, oh, West High Stefaner. Um, and it was it's very similar to that, but it's done in a crisp, clean kind of a way. And I really appreciate the flavor of this beer. This is actually probably this might make it onto my favorites list. Um, it makes me want to try the wit again, and kind of compare the two, and then if it was an IPA, that third one, and try the IPA. But the wit I remember being very good, and I had a number of glasses while I was there. So overall impression, I'm loving this beer. It is crisp and refreshing, um, and incredibly drinkable. The carbonation is high, and but it would go good. Gosh, it would go good with like almost because of the astringency and the citrus um, flavor. Might even go good with like a oh, Extreme Pizza sells a Hawaiian pizza kind of variation. It's Hawaiian pizza with ham, pineapple, and mandarin oranges. I feel like it would go really good with that, and now I kind of want that pizza. Anyway, so hats off to CaliCraft beers. I have to say, the couple of times that I've had them, I have really, really enjoyed what they've had to offer. Um, and it even says on the bottle, bright and crisp. They have exactly done that. So great beer overall. I think it is great for the example. Really well done and just wonderful to drink. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that it was available at the Bevmo I went to. I went looking there also for Ale Industries beers and couldn't find them, but which was disappointing because I like AI. But I will be there tonight for my birthday dinner with my mom, and so maybe I don't know, maybe I'll get a growler worth or something like that while I'm there. Just because birthdays are like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Share below if you've had CaliCraft before. And if you have or if you've seen it in your stores, tell me if you're a Bay Area local because I'm really curious to know how far the distribution for these really great beer companies is going. So thumbs up for CaliCraft. Great beer. I can't wait for the tap room to open up in Walnut Creek. I'm excited about that. So amazing, and thank you so much for watching.